Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Pre-Market Update. The podcast is powered by AI. I'm Joe.
And I'm Sarah. Today is February 18th, 2026. Let's dive in.
Market overview. Starting at home, the India markets are looking at a somewhat cautious opening this Wednesday. Looking at the GIFT Nifty, we're seeing it trade around the 25,762 level, which suggests a muted start, a small premium of about 23 points. Yesterday, we saw the Sensex claw back some ground, ending up about 174 points, while the Nifty 50 managed to settle just above the 25,700 mark. It's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of sectors right now. We're seeing a significant tug of war. On one side, PSU banks and metal stocks are really shining, showing strong momentum. On the flip side, the IT sector is facing some serious selling pressure, which is dragging on the broader indices. For those of you playing the F&O segment, analysts are pointing to a crucial support level at 25,600 for the Nifty. If we hold that, the momentum might sustain, but there's resistance sitting right at the 50-day moving average. Interestingly, while the large caps are treading carefully, the bulls are definitely warming up to small caps. We've seen small cap firms post a massive 29% jump in their December quarter earnings, with companies like Craftsman Automation and Delivery leading that charge.
International markets, that's a very interesting divergence in India, Joe. Looking globally, the vibe is cautiously optimistic but a bit quiet due to the Lunar New Year holidays. Asian shares have advanced this morning, even with thin trading volumes. Japan's Nikkei is catching eyes because their export growth just surged to a 3-year high, up nearly 17% in January. Shipments to China, their largest partner, actually jumped 32%. Over in the US, futures are edging higher as the recent panic selling tied to artificial intelligence seems to be stabilizing. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq had a volatile session recently, but investors are now holding their breath for the upcoming Federal Reserve minutes. In Europe, the FTSE and DAX have been steady, though everyone is watching the inflation trajectory there as well. Moving to commodities, gold is making headlines. It's regained ground, trading back above $4,900 an ounce as dip buyers moved in after a 2-day slide. Silver followed suit, jumping over 2% to hit roughly 2,33,000 rupees per kilo in the domestic market. In the currency space, the Kiwi fell following some central bank commentary, while the yen is seeing some interesting action in the bond futures market as foreign investors ramp up their exposure to Japan's long-term debt.
Business story. India. Turning back to specific corporate moves in India, the AI story is taking center stage. We're hearing that NVIDIA is making a massive push into the subcontinent, partnering with major Indian venture capital firms to hunt for the country's next big AI startups. This comes just as tech titans Sam Altman and Sundar Pichai are reportedly heading to India for a major AI summit. It's clear that big tech sees India's pool of young talent as the next frontier for AI development. In the Nifty 50 space, keep an eye on the cigarette stocks. ITC and Godfrey Phillips have seen a massive rally, surging up to 11%. This isn't just random. It's a reaction to reports that these companies have implemented steep price hikes to offset recent excise duty increases. Also, in the banking space, Bank of India is on the radar for short-term bullish trades according to technical analysts. And for those watching the green shift, NLC India and PFC are seeing some positive momentum as the power sector continues to benefit from government infrastructure pushes. Finally, keep an eye on the auto ancillary space, specifically Sona BLW, which is being highlighted as a top pick for consolidation breakouts today.
Business story international. On the international front, the biggest story is Walmart. They are entering a new era with John Furner taking over as CEO, and he's stepping in at a historic high point. Walmart's market cap has officially crossed the $1 trillion mark, driven by their success in e-commerce and a new influx of wealthier shoppers. It's a rare good problem for a new CEO to have, maintaining that kind of peak performance. Meanwhile, Amazon has finally snapped a brutal 9-day losing streak where it lost a staggering $450 billion in market value. They've reaffirmed their commitment to spend $200 billion this year alone on AI initiatives. We also saw some fascinating moves from Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett, in what are being called his last moves as CEO, trimmed more of the firm's Apple stake but started a fresh position in the New York Times. And in the tech sector, Palo Alto Networks saw a post-earnings drop, but many analysts are calling this a noise event and an opportunity to buy, especially given the qualitative growth in their AI-integrated security business.
Economics and geopolitics. Looking at the macro picture, the wait and watch mode is the dominant theme. Everyone is dissecting the recent comments from San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly. She's been very vocal about the need for sustained inflation reduction and warned that we haven't seen the macroeconomic evidence of an AI productivity surge quite yet. This has made the markets a bit jittery about how soon those interest rate cuts will actually arrive. Geopolitically, trade dynamics are shifting. We're seeing dismal export data out of China affecting major hubs like the Port of Los Angeles, which is seeing a decline in container volumes. Closer to home, the Reserve Bank of India remains focused on managing liquidity and keeping an eye on the volatile food inflation numbers, even as fiscal policy remains supportive of capital expenditure. There's also a regulatory battle brewing in the U.S. that could affect global fintech. The CFTC is facing pushback from several U.S. states over who gets to regulate prediction markets. It sounds niche, but it has huge implications for how digital assets and futures are governed globally.
Key takeaways. So, what should you take away for your trading day? First, the Indian market is looking at a flat to positive start, but don't let the headline number fool you. Sector rotation is the name of the game. Watch the 25,600 support on the Nifty. If that breaks, we might see some quick selling. Second, the AI stabilization is the global theme of the day. The frenzy is cooling into a more calculated investment phase, as seen with Amazon and Nvidia's Indian partnerships. Third, small caps in India are showing genuine earnings strength, so look for quality there rather than just following the hype. Fourth, keep an eye on the safe haven assets. With gold back above $4,900, the dip-buying mentality suggests that investors are still hedging against geopolitical and inflationary uncertainty. And finally, keep an eye on the PSU banks and metals. They seem to be the preferred hiding spots while IT continues to find its footing.
That wraps up today's update. I hope you gained useful insights to navigate the markets today.
Add your thoughts in the comments and follow us for more such updates. This is Sarah
And Joe, signing off.